Driving theory test for safety factors relating to vehicle loading and persons carried.
Question 549. What danger can arise if a driver has to brake suddenly? A. Both the driver and passengers could be thrown forward. B. The passengers could be thrown forward. C. Both yourself and your passengers could be thrown backwards. D. The passengers could be thrown backwards.
Question 549. Answer: A. Both the driver and passengers could be thrown forward. Explanation: when you brake suddenly, the balance of weight of the vehicle is shifted forward, and this may cause the occupants and any loose objects in the vehicle to be thrown forward.
Question 550. What should a driver do to avoid the need for harsh braking? A. Look ahead and anticipate what others may do. B. Drive with foot resting on the brake pedal. C. Drive with your foot resting on the clutch pedal. D. Drive with cruise control engaged.
Question 550. Answer: A. Look ahead and anticipate what others may do. Explanation: you should know what speed you're traveling at, and you should always drive at a speed that is appropriate to the conditions you are driving in. And you should be able to stop smoothly and safely within the distance you can see to be clear ahead.
Question 551. How does the driver know a vehicle's total load carrying capacity? A. The size of the boot. B. The horsepower of the engine. C. The number of seats. D. By referring to the vehicle manufacturer's specification.
Question 551. Answer: D. By referring to the vehicle manufacturer's specification. Explanation: design gross vehicle weight is the term used by manufacturers for the weight of the vehicle together with the maximum load it is designed to carry. Drivers must understand the carrying capacity of their vehicle. Overloading your vehicle will make it more difficult to control, and it's an offense.
Question 552. What determines the maximum allowed towing capacity of a vehicle? A. The manufacturer's specifications. B. The strength of the hitch. C. The size of the tires on the vehicle. D. The combined weight of both the vehicle and its trailer.
Question 552. Answer: A. The manufacturer's specifications. Explanation: the maximum weight that your vehicle can safely tow is specified by the manufacturer, and is usually set out in the driver's handbook for the vehicle, and in some cases on a plate attached to the vehicle. This is the safe towing limit for the vehicle, and you should not exceed it.
Question 553. What effect does overloading a vehicle have on its road holding? A. The load can make the vehicle more difficult to control. B. The load improves the stability of the vehicle provided the load is evenly distributed. C. The load can make the vehicle more difficult to control only when reversing. D. The load can make the vehicle more difficult to control only when going downhill.
Question 553. Answer: A. The load can make the vehicle more difficult to control. Explanation: overloading your vehicle will make it more difficult to control. Remember, it's an offense to overload a vehicle.
Question 554. What would be the effect of overloading a vehicle with passengers or goods? A. It could improve the vehicle's road holding ability. B. It would reduce the driver's ability to control the vehicle. C. It would not have any effect provided you drive slowly. D. It would improve the stopping distance.
Question 554. Answer: B. It would reduce the driver's ability to control the vehicle. Explanation: overloading your vehicle will make it more difficult to control, and will increase the risk of a collision.
Question 555. What effect could an unevenly distributed load have on a vehicle? A. It could make the vehicle unstable while turning a corner or braking. B. It could cause the clutch to slip while accelerating. C. It could cause the gearbox to overheat. D. It could affect fuel consumption.
Question 555. Answer: A. It could make the vehicle unstable while turning a corner or braking. Explanation: when loading a vehicle, you should ensure that the load is distributed evenly. An unevenly distributed load may change the vehicle's center of gravity, and this could affect the braking and steering.
Question 715. Why is it dangerous to allow children to stand in the space between the front seats of a car? A. They could become ill. B. They could be thrown backwards if the brakes are applied suddenly. C. They could distract the driver, thus drawing attention away from the road. D. They could be thrown forward if the brakes are applied suddenly.
Question 715. Answer: D. They could be thrown forward if the brakes are applied suddenly. Explanation: when carrying children in a car or goods vehicle, it is the driver's responsibility to make sure that they are suitably restrained.
Question 716. When are children allowed to stand with their heads up through an open sunroof? A. Children are never allowed to do so. B. When traveling at speeds below 50 km per hour. C. When they are wearing eye protection. D. When they are aged more than 12 years.
Question 716. Answer: A. Children are never allowed to do so. Explanation: when carrying children in a car or goods vehicle, it is the driver's responsibility to make sure that they are suitably restrained.
Question 717. Are children allowed to be left unattended in a vehicle? A. Only when the vehicle is not parked on a hill. B. Only when the vehicle is parked in a supervised car park. C. Children should never be left unattended in a vehicle. D. Only when there is adequate ventilation.
Question 717. Answer: C. Children should never be left unattended in a vehicle. Explanation: children must not be left unattended in a vehicle, even for a short period of time. Children might interfere with the vehicle's controls, and would not be able to deal with an emergency situation, such as a fire or electrical malfunction, which could result in serious injury or death.
Question 718. What should a driver do if their vehicle breaks down on an automatic railway level crossing? A. Turn on the warning bells at the crossing. B. Get passengers clear of the crossing and phone the signal operator so that trains can be stopped. C. Walk along the track to give warning to any approaching trains. D. Try to push the vehicle clear of the crossing as soon as possible.
Question 718. Answer: B. Get passengers clear of the crossing and phone the signal operator so that trains can be stopped. Explanation: in this situation, you and all passengers should get out of the vehicle and immediately use the emergency phone at the crossing to contact the signal operator so that trains can be stopped. If necessary, warn other motorists. Do not return to the vehicle until instructed by the signal operator or emergency services.
Question 719. When should children be allowed to drive a tractor? A. When it is being driven at very slow speeds and without a front loader. B. When it is off public road. C. Children should never be allowed to drive a tractor. D. When it is being driven at very slow speeds and not towing a trailer.
Question 719. Answer: C. Children should never be allowed to drive a tractor. Explanation: persons under 16 years of age are not permitted to drive a tractor in a public place.
Question 720. What is the immediate effect of a head-on collision between two cars at speed? A. All persons in each vehicle are thrown violently forward. B. All persons in the vehicles are thrown violently backward. C. Only back seat belts will activate. D. Only front seat belts will activate.
Question 720. Answer: A. All persons in each vehicle are thrown violently forward. Explanation: in a head-on collision, passengers in both vehicles are propelled forwards, and if they are not wearing seatbelts, they may go through the windscreen. It is the driver's responsibility to ensure that all passengers under the age of 17 wear seatbelts. Older passengers are themselves responsible for wearing seatbelts.
Question 721. What danger can arise from the power takeoff shaft of a tractor? A. If it is not disengaged, it can cause the battery to short circuit. B. If it is not covered, clothing can get caught in it. C. If it is not disengaged, it can cause the steering wheel to lock. D. If it is not disengaged, it can cause the tractor to increase speed rapidly.
Question 721. Answer B. If it is not covered, clothing can get caught in it. Explanation: if you are working at the rear of a tractor, you should bear in mind that if the power takeoff shaft is not covered, loose clothing might get caught in it and lead to injury or death.
Question 722. When changing a wheel on a public road, what should a person do to ensure their own safety? A. Place a red warning triangle to the left of the vehicle. B. Wear reflective clothing and switch on the vehicle hazard warning lights. C. Secure the handbrake and place a chalk or small wooden block at the rear of the wheels. D. Put the car in neutral.
Question 722. Answer B. Wear reflective clothing and switch on the vehicle hazard warning lights. Explanation: when changing a wheel at the side of the road, switch on the vehicle hazard warning lights, and wear reflective or light-colored clothing. This will help other motorists to react and slow down when passing.
Question 723. When is a red flag a sufficient marker for a rear load overhang that exceeds 1 meter? A. When glass or fragile material is overhanging. B. Only during the day. C. At all times. D. Only at night.
Question 723. Answer B. Only during the day. Explanation: during daylight hours, you must use a red flag to mark any load that is protruding more than 1 meter. At night, you must use a red light.
Question 724. How should a driver negotiate a bend when driving a fully loaded vehicle? A. At a faster speed than when empty. B. At the same speed as when empty. C. By following a wide arc along the center of the road. D. At a slower speed than when empty.
Question 724. Answer D. At a slower speed than when empty. Explanation: driving too fast on the approach to a bend and while driving through it with a fully loaded vehicle can lead to a loss of control. This can be prevented by driving in a safe and sensible manner and by reading the road ahead.
Question 725. When is a driver allowed to carry more passengers in a car than there are seat belts available? A. When the passengers do not interfere with your visibility. B. When you are carrying children. C. It is never allowed. D. When you have appropriate insurance cover.
Question 725. Answer C. It is never allowed. Explanation: a driver must make sure that each passenger in the vehicle has a seatbelt. Failure to wear a seatbelt is an offense. It is the driver's responsibility to ensure that passengers under the age of 17 wear seatbelts. Older passengers are themselves responsible for wearing seatbelts.
Question 726. What should a driver do when requested to drive a vehicle that they feel is overloaded? A. Ensure that the load is properly covered. B. Drive at a slower speed than you normally would. C. Advise the person who asked you that you will not be held responsible if an accident occurs. D. Refuse to drive the vehicle.
Question 726. Answer D. Refuse to drive the vehicle. Explanation: you should not take a vehicle that you believe to be overloaded onto a public road. Overloading is dangerous, as it affects the stability and braking capabilities of the vehicle.
Question 727. How could towing an overloaded trailer affect a vehicle? A. It can improve braking ability when going downhill. B. It could improve road holding on bends. C. It could impair the vehicle's steering and braking. D. It could improve the vehicle's fuel consumption.
Question 727. Answer: C. It could impair the vehicle's steering and braking. Explanation: you should not take an overloaded trailer onto a public road. An overloaded trailer impairs the stability, steering and braking of the towing vehicle.
Question 728. At what point is a vehicle load more likely to shift? A. When driving on a motorway. B. When cornering. C. When taking off. D. When parking.
Question 728. Answer: B. When cornering. Explanation: it is the driver's responsibility to ensure that the load is properly secured and evenly distributed, so that the vehicle can be properly controlled when changing direction and when braking.
Question 729. When attaching a trailer to their vehicle, what should a driver check? A. That the load is positioned to the front of the trailer and the trailer pin is tightly secured. B. That the trailer has a spare wheel. C. That the load is evenly spread. D. That the trailer springs are well greased.
Question 729. Answer: C. That the load is evenly spread. Explanation: proper weight distribution helps to ensure the stability of both the towing vehicle and the trailer. In the trailer, the bulk of the load should be over the axles. If a heavy load is positioned at the front of the trailer, this will result in too much nose weight on the hitch of the towing vehicle and make it difficult to steer. If a heavy load is positioned at the rear of the trailer, this will result in reduced weight on the rear axle of the towing vehicle, which will make it more unstable.
Question 730. When attaching a trailer to their vehicle, what should a driver check? A. That the load is positioned to the front of the trailer and that the trailer pin is tightly secured. B. That the trailer springs are well greased. C. That the trailer coupling is attached securely. D. That the trailer has a spare wheel.
Question 730. Answer: C. That the trailer coupling is attached securely. Explanation: before towing a trailer or a caravan, check that the tow bar is securely attached to the towing vehicle, that the trailer coupling is properly attached to the tow bar and locked in place, and that the breakaway cable is properly connected.
Question 731. What should a driver do to secure the towing vehicle before unhitching a trailer from a towing vehicle? A. Apply the handbrake, lower the jockey wheel and switch off the engine. B. Lower the jockey wheel and then switch off the ignition. C. Disconnect the electrical supply to the trailer lights and lower the jockey wheel. D. Apply the handbrake. Switch off the ignition and engage a low gear.
Question 731. Answer: D. Apply the handbrake. Switch off the ignition and engage a low gear. Explanation: before unhitching a trailer, apply the handbrake, switch off the ignition and engage a lower gear, so that the towing vehicle does not move while you are unhitching the trailer.
Question 732. When is it permissible for a driver to carry a passenger on a trailer drawbar? A. When the person has a Category B driving license. B. When towing a trailer off-road. C. Never. D. When towing a trailer off-road and the person has a Category B driving license.
Question 732. Answer: C. Never. Explanation: you must never carry a passenger on a trailer drawbar because of the danger of the passenger falling between the vehicle and the trailer and being seriously injured or killed.
Question 733. When is a tractor most likely to overturn? A. When speeding uphill. B. When turning sharply. C. When speeding on the flat. D. When speeding downhill.
Question 733. Answer: B. When turning sharply. Explanation: tractors are less stable than other vehicles as they have no suspension and the extra height and uneven positioning of the wheel adds to the instability. When you are driving a tractor, you should take these factors into account and take extra care when maneuvering.
Question 734. When driving a tractor and trailer, What should the driver do on entering a roundabout to avoid possible rollover? A. Increase speed. B. Reduce speed. C. Engage the parking brake. D. Drive in a high gear.
Question 734 Answer B. Reduce speed. Explanation: when you are driving a tractor with a trailer, you need to take extra care because of the vehicle's instability. Always drive at a safe speed, in particular when changing direction, such as on a roundabout.
Question 735. What is jackknifing? A. When the jack is not strong enough to lift an axle. B. When the trailer is too heavy to be drawing by the vehicle. C. When the trailer is traveling faster than the drawing vehicle. D. When the vehicle slides due to ice or water on the road.
Question 735 Answer C. When the trailer is traveling faster than the drawing vehicle. Explanation: towing a trailer or caravan dramatically reduces the stability of the towing vehicle. If a driver brakes sharply or slows down quickly, the trailer may pivot around the tow hitch coupling, causing both vehicles to go off course, and possibly overturn.
Question 736. When is jackknifing most likely to occur? A. When trying to reduce speed sharply while traveling downhill. B. When the trailer springs are over-greased. C. When traveling uphill. D. When traveling sideways across a slope.
Question 736 Answer A. When trying to reduce speed sharply while traveling downhill. Explanation: towing a trailer or caravan dramatically reduces the stability of the towing vehicle. If a driver brakes sharply or slows down quickly, the trailer may pivot around the tow hitch coupling, causing both vehicles to go off course, and possibly overturn.
Question 737. The driver of a tractor pulling a wide load that blocks their view to the rear wishes to turn right. What should they do? A. Dismount and check for following traffic before turning. B. Have another person advise of following traffic while the driver checks for oncoming traffic. C. Complete the turn if there is no traffic coming towards you. D. Have a person stop following traffic while you complete the turn.
Question 737 Answer B. Have another person advise of following traffic while the driver checks for oncoming traffic. Explanation: if you are driving a vehicle with a wide load that blocks your view of the road to the rear, and you need to turn right, you should get someone else to look out to the rear and advise you when it is safe to make the turn.
Question 828. When may the holder of a Category W learner permit carry a passenger on a tractor or works vehicle? A. When the passenger has personal insurance cover. B. When there is a need for their assistance. C. When the passenger holds a full Category M license and has personal insurance cover. D. When there is proper passenger seating and the passenger holds a full Category W license.
Question 828 Answer D. When there is proper passenger seating and the passenger holds a full Category W license. Explanation: the holder of a Category W license may carry a passenger in the vehicle only if 1. The vehicle is designed to take a passenger, and 2. The passenger has held a full driving license in Category W for 2 or more years.